Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. This is Martina and today I'm back with not one but two journals, and guess what? They look relatively similar. And this is what I did. For the first time I did two journals which are not the same but quite similar. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the journal which I did first. And then I'm going to make a quick flip through the journal, which I did second, because there are some slight differences. But in order to understand or to let you know why I did what I did, let's focus on the first one. And the smaller one is the first one. And the name of those two journals is Pretty in Lace 1 and Pretty in Lace 2. But let's focus now on Pretty in Lace 1. The dimensions first. She measures 19.5 centimeters, 10 centimeters, and she has a 2 centimeter spine. Inches, this means 7 3/4 times 4, and 0.75 inches. 3/4. 3/4 of an inch. 3/4 of an inch. That's it. Well, pretty in lace, yes. This was the intention. So what I did is I wanted to do something with lace. I wanted to do something with the lace cover. And I wanted to do something different than what I do usually. So I came up with the idea of doing a kind of a clutch style journal. I was using some old music paper as the body. I had Mod Podged the music paper in order to make it more resistant. And then I was adding several layers of lace, newer lace as well as vintage lace. I was sewing this on. Lucky me, I found in my stash this wonderful collage from different lace, a crochet, a rose, a bead, some pearls. And I thought this makes a wonderful decoration for this journal. And therefore I added it on. And I had this in my stash for some time because some years ago I was doing some fabric necklaces. And for that purpose I had made these kind of decoration items. So I could use it now for this journal. Well, why did I do two? Well, typically, and this was the case here as well, it takes me some time to come up with a construction if it's not a typical normal journal, which I do very often. So I had to think about it quite a bit. And once I did this one, I thought, okay, now all the things are quite fresh in your mind. You can do another one in the same style. And this is what I did because, unfortunately, I tend to forget what I do. And then I have to remember it. And so I did two because it was the more efficient way. And it also was a lot of fun. So let's open the lady. Pretty in Lace. Well, she is closed with a thread from chiffon. And it goes around the whole body of this outer case. And this is also needed because by that it can hold it put together, because usually, and as is always the case, this journal is a little bit too bulky, although it's not as heavily decorated as usual. And one specialty which I would not like to let you wait for is I have added some hidden pockets, 2 hidden pockets on the back, because I have sewn on the lace only partly, and I have created 2 pockets, and inside those 2 pockets there are 2 journaling cards. And this journal, as well as the other one, is available in my Etsy shop, so the future owner, of course, can put in anything she likes. So let's open the lady. She has about 80 pages, and I was counting basically all pages, not only the bigger ones. I have not counted in these 80 pages those 3 strips of paper which I have added here on the left side with a paper clip. I have added some strips of paper which I have coffee dyed and color dyed and stenciled, and I thought it's a nice addition. And because this journal is also made for writing, you can also use this kind of paper for your memories, notes, ideas, whatsoever. The inside of this journal I have covered with some pretty design paper, which comes in a rosé color and has some gold scripts on it. And then I further decorated it with a doily in off-white or champagne. And lucky me, I had 2 of those doilies, so I could also use the other one for the other journal. Before we go to the journal as such, I would like to share with you the tag which I have added here in the middle part of the journal, where I have added also a pocket from 2 laces which I have sewn together and sewn on. And you can already see this is the downside of using a champagne colored doily, because it tends not to stay in the same color. You know what I mean. Coming to this tag, I have created this tag by collaging stamps because I was recently buying some stamps on eBay and I picked some of the nice motifs, put it on some sari silk, put it on an embossed strip of cardstock and put this on a tag. And that's it. And it sits here and I think it looks quite nice, and it's something different than what I usually do, because using all these stamps for this decoration I think was a nice idea. So, the lady. The lady starts with some vellum paper, which I have decorated with lace. And as you know, Pretty in Lace is the name, but Pretty in Lace does not only refer to the outside lace, it also refers to the lace which I have used inside. So there is a bit of decoration in here, not as much as I usually do, because based on the construction thing you are restricted in size, and I did not want, I still wanted it to get closed, and it's already difficult now, but you will see that I have used decoration, but not as much as usual. So this journal can be used for writing, and it stays relatively flat, so it's also easy to write in. So as I said, this is vellum paper, which comes in some gold ornaments, decorated with lace and some ruffle. Then it goes on with some old book paper, which I have coffee dyed and also cut with a specific scissors. Some pretty paper here. I have used a lot of hand-dyed paper. Those of you who have seen my recent videos know that I'm currently in the mood of dyeing paper in different ways and forms and shapes. And I like the effects, and I have used here this one, which is of course coffee dyed and color pigment dyed, and it has this gold shimmer. And I have further enhanced it, I guess, by adding this pretty trim, plus a bow from sari silk, which has been further decorated with some braid. On the next page, you see this die cut, which I use from time to time, which is also embossed in form of a butterfly. And here I have made another tag where I have glued on some stamped old book paper, a bow, and of course some sari silk as decoration, sitting in this butterfly. And also I have added some old paper, which is very special because it comes from an album, from a collector's album, which I recently was also buying on eBay, and it has these really, really pretty flower pictures from 1940, so I say about 80 years old, and I like the paper and I like the touch of it, so I kept it in here. And it's in German, and it's a description of a specific flower. This is wallpaper, which I have decorated with washi tape. And I have used quite a bit of washi tape in this journal because I was in the mood to cover up some of the sewing which I had done in order to attach the trims or the silk to the edges of the page. So I have used quite some washi tape, and I like it. Here is a little tuck spot or belly band, and inside a very, very tiny journaling card. Did some stamping also here. I have added a paper bag, which I don't know if you can see it. I've also stenciled with some colors, some color pigments. And I've also, the next page is also color dyed. And again, as I mentioned, washi tape in order to cover up the sewing. But in this paper bag, there is a journaling card, which I have further decorated with some silk. Also the back side is nice. I like the effects of this color. Well, color dyeing currently is my thing. Coffee dyed paper with some decoration over here, some special paper. And now we come to these, as I mentioned, these wonderful flower pictures from this collector's album. And they came together with cigarettes. So people were, or mainly kids, were collecting them from the cigarettes which their parents were using and gluing it down in an album. And so I have cut out a page, and on the back side you also see another flower. And here you also have the description in German. What you also should know is that, of course, it is worn. So I have tried to, let's say, repair the worn bits and pieces by, in that case, adding some glittery nail polish. It looks not too bad, and it goes well with the gold and the shine of this pictures. Here I have not done it, and you see how it looks if you don't do any kind of evaporation or covering up. Coffee dyed paper here. There is a tuck spot, and in this tuck spot 2 journaling cards in romantic motifs, because of course lace and romantic goes together. Also this really, really pretty vellum paper, which I'm running out now, and I have to order it again. And this is some Edith Holden with a little bird. Coffee dyed paper. No, not coffee dyed. Yeah, it's coffee dyed plus color dyed paper. Some decoration here. Tuck spot over there with some paper and some nostalgic motifs. On this page, which also looks quite nice, I think, I have made a flip thing, which I have decorated with a butterfly and some cotton. Again, washi tape, again, some lace, which I have coffee dyed. Washi tape over here. I like the combination. It very nicely matches the ruffle which is over here, which you can see on the top of it. And here I have a little cupido. And this is Japanese paper in this pretty gold and rosé and pink colored summer meadow. And when you flip it up, then you have another nicely colored page, and you have one of my self-created tags, and it sits in this nice pocket. And the page is also decorated with some very small lace. Coffee dyed paper. As I say, there is room for writing, and it lies flat and you can write easily. Japanese paper, which is very fine but still very durable. Blank page. Doily, a paper doily, coffee dyed and formed into a pocket, and inside this pocket there is a journaling card. Now we come to the center, and in the center I have attached a coffee dyed page from a coloring book. Then outside of the center we are again at the doily pocket, and inside of this doily pocket I have attached, or I have added a self-created collaged tag, and because because there are different layers, I was afraid it might tear the doily. I have attached it, or I have added some vellum paper, which I have added with some washi tape, which does not stick apparently. So, but it's it has this edge so it stays. You can see it has some lace, it has some burlap, it has some further fabric, die cut, different layers of scrap paper. So put it back. Some stamping here, the Japanese paper. I added my hand-dyed silk to make a ruffle. This is again this pretty paper in pink and orange. Also nice from the other side. I've made a little stamp here, a belly band, another of my self-created tags, embossed and decoupaged. Another butterfly. Here I have attached a tag which you can flip, and when you flip it then you see there is a decoration over here, and inside this pocket there is a pocket, and inside there is a little tiny tag. And also this shorter page I have further decorated with some lace which I have coffee dyed, and look at the nice pattern of this coffee dyed paper. Again some other hand dyed paper. This is Edith Holden again. This is this pretty vellum. This is another short page where I have added some lace in pink. I've also attached another piece of paper which looks nice. Here another coffee dyed one with some light lace. When you flip it, you see there is a belly band made from some ribbon and another tag. Stamping. This is again the paper bag, and inside this paper bag another of my self-created tags. This is the mini doily which I have received from May in a gift pack, and I like to make pockets out of it because it's so cute, it's so tiny, and inside there is a tiny tag, of course. And some coffee dyed lace. This is wallpaper, which looks nice. It has this grayish, bluish ribbon over here, or line over here, which nicely matches the dyed paper which is on the opposite side. And also here I have added some fine lace, and from the back side I have added some washi tape. Again this pretty paper, old book paper, vellum. This you have seen already, and this was the clutch type journal Pretty in Lace number 1. So let's now quickly go to the Pretty in Lace number 2, and I'm going through it a little bit more quicker because there is not so much to explain, because the principle is the same. I just will point towards the differences. Well, the first difference you can see already is that it's bigger in size. So it measures in centimeters 22 times 12, and again has a 2 centimeter spine. And this means in inches 8 3/4 times 4 3/4 and 3/4 of an inch spine. And again I have used one of my fabric collages which I had created some time ago and which nicely match the lace outside. And also, like the other one, it has hidden pockets, 2 hidden pockets, and inside there are journaling cards, and you can see here the old music paper which is also Mod Podged. So yeah, and this is the other one was closed with a bow from satin, and this is sari silk. So like in the journal number 1, I also have added here a paper clip, and I have added several strips of paper. This is coffee dyed, color dyed and stenciled, and you see this nice shine. This is also very nicely colored, I guess, and also has some gold. and this is also coffee dyed and stenciled. And as I mentioned before, I have used the same doily to further decorate the inside, and also the inside is using the same design paper like the smaller one. And also I have added here a self-created tag, which is collaged from different material, and it sits in this pocket, which of course, because this journal is a little bit wider, also is a little bit bigger. So far so good. This is vellum paper as in the first one, and I have not added a ruffle, but I have added 2 layers of lace, and I have added this peacock feather decoration. Then here some washi tape, Edith Holden, old music paper, self-dyed paper with bow and nice trim. Tuck spot over here. This journal has a little bit more pages, and again I was counting each and every page, back and front, and it has about, not counting the 3 strips here, it has about 100 pages, roughly, and a little bit more decoration. So this is some nice paper which is stamped, and I have made a collage from different material, different paper, old paper and the die cut. This is Japanese paper in this really, really pretty green. Lace again. I have formed a double pocket over here with some elements. Japanese paper, stamped. Again, as I had in the first one, also a description from this old collector's album, a description of a specific flower. And a tag sitting in this butterfly, some ruffle over here, something to flip, and inside behind it there is also some tag, another vellum paper in rose, this wonderful pretty Japanese paper to flip up, and behind it a pocket, and behind it self-created tag, washi tape, lace. Coffee dyed paper, washi tape. Again, I like it. It really came out very nicely. It's coffee dyed, and it's, as I said, color dyed and stenciled. Some ruffle. This is this paper doily, and inside this paper doily self-created tag. Stamping over here. This pretty vellum. Again, some nice lace. This is from this album, which I mentioned before, which I explained before, and it's really, really brittle. Therefore, I have enforced it like the other one. I have enforced it with some washi tape. And this one I have also further enforced by adding some sari silk over here, because it was so brittle that it was almost breaking. I made another decoration here from different material, and this applique, washi tape, nice lace. Paper bag. Inside this paper bag there is an angel card. This is a flip out or a flippy up covering this really, really pretty page, and this is also from this collector's album. This is also from a coloring book, different motifs. I mentioned before this little doily which I like to turn into a pocket, and inside there is a small tag. Also here I have added lace here. Paper bag which is stamped, and inside my beloved butterflies, stamped. Another belly band with some decoration. Lace on the shorter page. This is also one of my self-created tags with collaging, die cut. Different material, not as bulky as the other one, therefore I did not hide it, or I did not cover it up with some vellum. This is this pretty paper, another stamping. This is really, really pinky. Decoration here. This is something which you just can flip, turn, and then you have a nice picture behind, so it's just playful. On the back side There is a belly band with a tag, some flower motifs, lace. This journaling card, which is embossed and decoupaged, I have glued on as decoration. This is self-dyed lace. Papers, different papers. This is nicely dyed. Old music paper, Edith Holden, vellum, and so, dears, this was Pretty in Lace number 2. Have a look. Number 1, whoops, and number 2. These are the two sisters. And if I let my hands go, you see what will happen. They flip up. So, because still, although I tried hard, still too much inside. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you soon with another journal. I have no idea what it will be. Thanks a lot. Bye bye, Martina.